Hi, I'm Mike and I'll show you how to use the SMarT Ball Maintenance System from Polish Your Ball Incorporated. The SMarT BMS is the low-cost alternative to replacing bowling balls every year and the costly charges of having them resurfaced. It gives you hands-on control of the finish on your bowling ball. Maybe you want to return the surface to a factory-like finish or try something new. With the SMarT BMS from Polish Your Ball and a few abrasive pads, you can open up a whole new world of ball reactions. The SMarT BMS is injection molded using tough yet flexible ABS plastic. During the manufacturing process, a custom shaft is inserted. The SMarT BMS works with any variable speed 3/8 drill, either an AC drill or a cordless. On the inside, there are strips of Velcro for attaching Abralon or Sia Air abrasive pads. Polishing bonnet slips over the cup for polishing. It's portable, so when tournament time rolls around and you're away from home, take it with you. Be prepared for any lane condition or oil pattern you may encounter. The newest addition to the SMarT line is the rotating SMarT ball holder. The SMarT ball holder was developed for use with the BMS. It has a cup on top for holding the ball and a rotating base with 8 ball bearings. Friction from the BMS with a sanding pad or polishing bonnet causes the ball to turn as you are sanding or polishing. The SMarT ball holder also works great at the lanes when your practice or league session is over and it's time to clean the oil and dirt from your bowling ball. Set the ball in the cup, give it a slow spin, spray the surface with your favorite ball cleaner. As you wipe off the cleaner with a microfiber towel, go in a circular motion and the ball will turn as you go. Before you begin to refresh or resurface a bowling ball, you need to know what kind of finish was on the ball. Was the finish an out-of-box factory finish, or do you want to try something new for a different reaction? Included with each new bowling ball are spec sheets. These contain a lot of information. Some of the information you can find in the spec sheets include cover stock type, what grit and type sanding material was used in the finishing process, if the ball was polished, and what kind was applied. Polish Your Ball Incorporated has compiled and updates on a regular basis a comprehensive list of ball manufacturers listing the out-of-box finishes for new as well as retired bowling balls. You can find this list on our website. One more thing before we get started. Let's talk about scratch patterns. If you look closely at the surface of most new bowling balls, you will see sanding marks going in circles. This is the scratch pattern or box finish. For a fee, some pro shops with the right machinery can simulate this finish, not with a ball spinner. The reason being, the sanding abrasive is not turning while the ball is spinning. This results in a straight waffle sanding pattern. With the BMS, as the sanding cup is rotating on its own axis, the ball too is spinning on its own axis. This results in a circular scratch pattern comparable to an out-of-box finish. When sanding and polishing a bowling ball, think of the ball as having 4 sides. Sanding and polishing the 4 sides will ensure uniform coverage of the ball's surface. The first side would be with the thumb and finger holes to the top of the ball. For the second side, rotate the thumb and fingers down to the bottom. For the third side, put the thumb and fingers off to one side of the ball. For the fourth side, rotate the ball 180 degrees. Put the thumb and fingers off to the opposite side. An equal amount of time should be spent on each of the 4 sides. Light resurfacing or refreshing would need approximately 15 seconds per side. Removing heavy track would require more. This ball has a factory finish of 4,000 grit Abralon with powerhouse factory finish polish. I'm going to resurface it back to near out-of-box finish. With the SMarT BMS, it's as close as you can get at home. First, I'll start with a 500 grit Abralon pad. Just lay the pad inside the cup, press in the center. I recommend wet sanding with the BMS. A small amount of water is all that it takes. The foam backing of the Abralon and Sia Air pads helps keep the water inside the cup and near the surface of the ball where you need it. Besides the obvious benefits of lubrication, you will get a more consistent finish to the ball and the sanding pads will last longer. Always make sure the sanding pad is in contact with the ball's surface before you start to sand. A final note before we get started: easy does it. High RPMs are not necessary or recommended. Now that we have finished sanding with the 500 grit pad, we would continue the process by sanding with a 1000 grit and finish with a 4000 grit pad. Clean the surface of the ball with a ball cleaner and a microfiber towel each time you change the sanding pads. Having sanded the ball to the desired finish, it's time to polish. When polishing, place the dry sanding pad inside the cup for padding. Slip a bonnet over the cup. Apply polish with a clean cloth. Spread a small amount of polish evenly on the surface of the ball. As with sanding, make contact with the BMS and bonnet on the ball's surface before applying power. Once again, high RPMs are not recommended or necessary. Buff to desired gloss. With the SMarT BMS, a few sanding pads, and a polishing bonnet, you can return last year's bowling ball to its box finish or change the surface to get a different reaction. With 13 grits of sanding pads to choose from, ranging in grits from 180 to 4000, the combinations and reactions are limited only by our imagination.
Mike, that ball really looks good.
Let's go bowling!